Hey guys, good evening. It is actually almost 10 p.m. and I'm gonna do a little life update. I'm editing a vlog, it's exporting as we speak. I have a phlegmy cough, so don't mind that. I have not really spoken a whole lot for the last week. Why, you may ask? Because I've been in quarantine. Why? Because I tested positive for COVID. So, bad news bears. I had a 3-day weekend for the 4th of July and funny thing is I think the last thing that I vlogged was around taking Emmy to camp. That was a super busy week. It was very lonely around here without her. It felt weird not having her here. Super strange. Like, we've never missed any of the girls at any point. Not one of them has not been away or not been at the house for that long, that period of time. And so it felt really weird not having her here. That being said, I saw a lot of progress and like maturity in Maddie in that week. I know that sounds weird, but I do think that she relies on Emmy for a lot. And I think she really stepped up as a big sister. She was super helpful and just no like sass or baby talk, like nothing like that. She was super a big girl. I was very proud of her that week, very proud of her. And we missed Emmy so much. It just was crazy how big of a void our family felt like it had without her. And like I said, I can only imagine if you rotate children or anything like that. It felt so weird. So anyway, on that Friday before 4th of July, I picked her up from camp. I had a half day at work so that I could go pick her up. And that day, first off, okay, let me preface this with saying I hate driving. Despise it. If I'm driving for, you know, more than 20 to 30 minutes at a time, my legs get restless. I tend to get cramps. I just get bored in the car and my butt falls asleep. Like, I am not a road trip person, especially if I'm driving. I mean, just downright, like, ask Andres. Whenever we drive anywhere, even if it's to Dallas or Galveston, he's always the one driving. Only if we're on a very long road trip will I swap out with him, because I despise driving. So it was just me. We have vacation coming up, so he didn't take that part of the day off. I had already had a 3-day weekend for 4th of July, so I was like, oh, I'll just take a half day on Friday and go pick her up. So I did. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive there, hour-and-a-half back. First hour-and-a-half I was fine. On the way back I started to get a headache, but I was pushing through because we were talking. She was telling me all the ins and outs of her week, how it went. I was like being super nosy and finicky with all of my questions and all this stuff. I was like super just, what'd you do? Who'd you say? Like, did you read our letters? I mean, and when it came down to it, all of the planning we did went out the window. She wore the same pair of socks most of the week. She never wore her silk cap, so her braids came back looking a little treacherous. She did not get the care package that I sent her that cost me money to put together, and that the camp was supposed to deliver in a letter, and she never got to mail out letters to us. She did get to read the mail that we sent her. She didn't have access to a couple of things that we had packed, just a whole, you know, a few different things. But she had an awesome week. Like, she was so excited to be back, but absolutely loved being away for camp. I'm like, did you get homesick? There were several girls that left because they were so homesick, and she's like, no, I loved it. It was so much fun. I loved you guys. She was looking forward to hugs and talking to everyone and all this stuff, right? So on the way back, I had a headache. That's not unruly for me, especially after working a very long week at work, and it was very long. And so, you know, I didn't really think much of it. I picked up, what did we get? She wanted a Chinese buffet. So we went and got takeout from the Chinese buffet and went to my mom's. Andres was working. My mom had the other 3 girls. So by the time we got to my mom's, the girls were like, let's swim. I'm like, you know what, girls, honestly, I feel bad. Like, I had a headache, my throat was a little scratchy at that point, and again, I just kind of chalked it up to like a long day. I had got up early, took everyone to regular camp and school, and worked, you know, right up until I didn't get a lunch or anything, right up until I left straight from work and was in the car driving for 3 hours. And so I just chalked it up to that, right? So came home, I didn't hang out at my mom's, we didn't swim or anything. We ate dinner and then we pretty much left. Came home, got everyone in bed, and I went to bed. And Andres was still out at work, and I just flat out went to bed. I was like, I'm tired. It was maybe 9:30 out. I'm like, perfect, we're gonna have a 3-day weekend. We had a fun barbecue swim party planned for Sunday. Saturday we were going to grocery shop and run errands and all these things, and then I was gonna we were gonna swim on Sunday, swim on Monday, just lots of fun, right? I wake up Saturday before everyone. Andres was already outside doing the lawn or something. It was like 7:15 maybe in the morning, and no one was awake. And so I was like, okay. I woke up, I was kind of congested. Again, I wake up frequently like that. It's nothing new. I have bad allergies, so that's what it felt like. I sneezed a few times. My eyes felt super watery and itchy, and I was like, oh, great. Like, of course, I have stuff to do, and of course I had to wake up with allergies. So I'm sniffing and sneezing and stuff, watery, itchy eyes, and my throat is a little bit sore, but my headache's gone. So I was like, well, hopefully it's just one of those days. I'll take an allergy pill and it'll start to go down. But for some reason, like, something in me, because the night before I went to bed with a headache and a sore throat, I was like, you know what? Let me just be on the safe side, because we have a lot of stuff to do this weekend. We're going to be around my family. My grandma's going to come. I was like, I just want to make sure I don't have COVID, just to be sure. I work with COVID patients all the time. I have sick patients left and right, and I'm super safe at work. We still wear a mask. I'm very good about washing my hands and sanitizing and stuff, but you just never know. So I was like, let me just double check. So again, it's like Saturday, the day before, oh, July 2nd. I was gonna say the day before 4th of July, but it was 2 days before, July 2nd. And we have at-home COVID tests, so that's what I did. I went downstairs. All the girls were still in their rooms. Andres was, like I said, watering the front yard or something. So I went downstairs. I had already gotten dressed for the day and everything. Again, like maybe 7:15, 7:30 in the morning. And I'm like, let me just get a test very quickly. For like literally instantly positive. I was like, oh, you're kidding. How many of these have I taken that have been negative? I cannot believe it. Instantly popped positive. And the last time, if you don't remember, I think I did vlog when we had COVID before. So I have Moderna. I have my regular 2 vaccines, and I have a booster ×1. But my booster was in December of 2021, so it's been 6+ months, you know, since I've had a booster or any type of vaccine in my system. And I've been reading statistics and just facts and percentages and things like that for the antibody rate after about 6 months. It has dropped significantly with the vaccines. So again, I'm not here like pro-vaccine, not pro-vaccine. We have so many more bigger problems in the world right now. Like, we're not discussing that factor of it. But I mean, the only other time I've tested positive was in late August, early September of 2021, and I had 0 symptoms. The only reason I even tested was because Andres tested positive. He had symptoms like cough, congestion, body aches, chills, and things like that. We quarantined for 2 weeks, and my chest felt a little tight for like half a day, and I was like, dang it, what if I am positive? Sure enough, went to Texas Med Clinic and I had tested positive, but after that I had 0 symptoms. So we quarantined. The girls never had it. I even had their antibodies tested afterwards, and they had 0 antibodies, so they had not had COVID. And then they all got their vaccines, except for Everly, in was it like, I think it was November, December, around the same time that we got our boosters in 2021. And so yeah, that was the last time. You know, ever since then I've had a couple of run-ins where I was exposed, or I was at work, you know, all throughout like December, January, February. I was seeing COVID after COVID after COVID after COVID patient. And then it went away, not went away, but it died down significantly. I hadn't had a COVID patient in like 2.5, 3 months. And then all of a sudden I started seeing them again pop up here and there. And I didn't even have a COVID patient all last week. Like everyone that I tested was negative, or so, you know, we thought. Probably I ended up running into somebody that either had early symptoms, didn't realize, or was too early to have a positive or something. But I honestly, it's so weird because I didn't even start symptoms until Friday late afternoon, and I tested positive first thing Saturday morning. So of course, there went our 4th of July plans, and it wasn't even 4th of July because we were doing them on July 3rd. But there it all went. I was super bummed, super bummed. And then of course, my biggest concern was getting anybody else sick. I had been at my mom's the night before. Nin was over there. Nin did have a mask on, so I wasn't as concerned about her, but my mom didn't, so I was like, freaking great. So all these things just, you know, work, of course. Luckily I had a 3-day weekend, and this week, so I was only supposed to be working 4 days, and so it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but still. So the current CDC guideline, which I think is ridiculous, is 5 days quarantine and then 5 days wearing a mask wherever you go, which again I think is ridiculous, and I will tell you why. So I tested positive Saturday. Everyone else was negative Sunday, Monday. Andres tested a couple of times. He tested a couple of the girls, like a few of them a few different times. Maddie had a headache one day and she was negative. Then Thursday, so I tested again on day 5, which was Wednesday, and I was still positive. So I knew I was going to quarantine the rest of the week, but I was still positive on Wednesday. Thursday morning, Andres had taken him for a walk, and he said that Maddie had coughed on the way back to the car. He was like, so I'm going to test her again because she had previously been negative. Immediately popped positive. Immediately. So she's been in quarantine. Luckily we've been able to quarantine together a little bit, you know. So my symptoms, this is how it started. I don't know which variant or anything that I had. I'm thinking Omicron, but I can't be for sure because I didn't get any of that tested. But I've taken 3 or 4 tests and they've all come back positive. And I'm on day 9 of quarantine. Day 9? Yes. So the test that I took earlier today was very light, so I can tell that it's going down and I don't have any symptoms except a phlegmy cough. I have stayed with a phlegmy cough, but I've felt good since day like 4. And I've been cooped up in my room for this entire week. So day 1, and I have a little clip of day 3, I think, so you can kind of hear the difference in my voice. This is day 3 of COVID. I'm definitely feeling congested, have a very bad cough, woke up with a fever blister on my lip, and just very tight in my chest. Took a shower this morning. The steam opened everything up. I tested positive at the doctor's office. So my rapid was on Saturday, July 2nd. And today was another rapid at the doctor's office, also positive. So day 3 of COVID. I am on day 6 of quarantine with COVID. Still tested positive this morning.
And I got COVID.
And poor Maddie tested positive this morning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, baby.
That's okay.
She's doing okay though. She's a trooper. She is vaccinated. Not boosted, but vaccinated. And we are doing face masks.
We're both so crazy.
Day 1, all I had was congestion. I took an allergy pill about 2 hours later, felt totally fine. My throat, nothing hurt. Then Saturday early afternoon, I started with body aches and chills pretty severely. I never got a fever, but I had pretty bad body aches and chills all throughout Saturday afternoon, evening, all throughout the night, Sunday into Sunday morning. Sunday morning, I woke up very congested and with a cough. And it was the kind of cough that I couldn't get the phlegm up but I knew I had to keep breathing and coughing. You don't want phlegm to set in your lungs because you can get pneumonia like that. So it was that kind of cough. I couldn't really take a deep breath, but I couldn't cough it up either. So I just kept drinking fluids and fluids and fluids and fluids. I went to the doctor on Monday because I needed a positive test, like an official test for work. So I went there, of course, was positive. And all I did was, I never took the antivirals, which is the Paxlovid. I never took that because by the time I got them, like the pharmacy was back ordered. By the time I actually got them in, I was on day 4 or something like that. So it didn't make any sense for me to do that. I was already feeling pretty good. So all day 2 and all day 3, wicked cough, lots of congestion, and I just felt phlegmy, just heavy in this area. But by day 3, my chest hurt so, my chest and my throat hurt so bad from coughing. I couldn't cough anymore without just writhing in pain. It was so bad. My windpipe felt like it was on fire from blowing air and coughing the phlegm out. It's just awful. So, but the body aches and chills had gone away. So by day 4 and day 5, that was Wednesday and Thursday, I still had a lingering cough, but it was getting better. My throat didn't hurt as bad. My chest wasn't as heavy, but I was still sore, like from coughing, up until, today's Sunday, up until Friday night, Saturday morning. So like yesterday morning, I was still pretty sore, but I'm feeling good, I actually was able to blow dry my hair today. It's up in a half bun, that's why it looks like that. I got up and I started to disinfect the room. Andres has been bringing me food. I have been in my room for 9 days now. 9 days. Have not seen the light of day in a week, over a week, and I am stir crazy. I have watched every show you could even think of. I rewatched the Twilight Saga, all 5 movies between yesterday and today. All 5. I finished up All American, love that. Caught up on the newest season. What's the other one? Sweet Magnolias, finished that. I'm almost done with, I've been vlogging so long my camera shut off. I'm almost done with Queen of the South. I watched Our Father, creepy documentary. What else? Oh, Legacies. I literally, I didn't even know that was on there. I love the Vampire Diaries, love the originals. Didn't even know Legacies was a thing. It's been out for like 4 years. So I'm on the 4th season, or almost to the 4th season. So I watched that. Started The Handmaid's Tale. I literally have just been watching stuff galore. Haven't had the energy to come edit, but I just got a vlog, and yeah, that's what's been going on with me. So Maddie's doing really well. I should mention that she's doing great. I was able to do telehealth with her pediatrician and get some meds for her. They do not have an antiviral for under 12. The Paxlovid is not recommended, and it's, I mean, take everything with a grain of salt at your own risk, because it is, even the Paxlovid for adults, it's, according to the CDC, it's for emergency use of 12 years and older. But yeah, I don't know. Take it with, you know, for your kids in particular. I don't know about for adults. If Maddie had been 12, like if Emmy had had COVID, I don't think I would have given it to her, just because it is experimental right now, right? So I only treated her with things that I knew would help. She had kind of a stridor, barky, seal type cough, like what kiddos get when they have croup. She has a long history of having croup, and she's had pneumonia before, and so I really wanted to make sure her lungs were going to do okay. And thank the heavens above, she has done spectacular. She has done way better than I have. She had a cough for like 2 days, and it has been significantly better since then. Never had body aches, chills. Her heart and lungs and everything have sounded great. I have my stethoscope here that I've been listening to. So she's done very well, which makes me very happy. And so far, thank the heavens above, no one else has tested positive. Andres in particular has tested almost daily, because I want to make sure he's not not wearing a mask in the house and then infecting anyone else. So we've been trying to be very careful because Maddie didn't test positive for 5 days after I tested positive. And so I'm like, I cannot have it cycle where each kid goes 5 days and then it takes 2 weeks, you know, to have a negative test. And even though the CDC recommends like 5 days, I've been doing 10 days. That's like what I have been recommending for my patients, and so that's what I'm sticking to. So I will be back to work after my 10 days and hoping and praying no one else gets sick. So yeah, that is what we have been up to. That's why you haven't seen any vlogs, because I literally have been laying in this disgusting bed that needs to be washed for the last week and a half. But it could be worse. I'm super grateful. My mom just lost somebody close to her, not from COVID, but just in general, and I'm just super grateful that it could have been worse. You know, being locked up in your room with unlimited Netflix time is the least of my concern when one of my kids actually had it. You know, like, I was more terrified for Maddie than I was for, I was never worried for myself. I knew I was going to be able to deal with whatever and know when to take myself to the hospital, but it's so different when you can't be there and be around somebody else that you know is sick. And so that probably was the hardest part for me during this week, is just knowing that I can't help. I'm just stuck here. So anyway, I've been decluttering. I got rid of, ugly bed. I got rid of 2 full trash bags of clothes and stuff in my closet that just needed to be gone through. I went through my drawers. I just have done so much this week in this room other than my basic stuff that I should be doing, like making my bed. I've been laying in it, and I'm waiting to go back to daily living so I can sanitize the sheets and sanitize the clothes and all this kind of stuff. And I just got new dusters. I have Clorox wipes, Lysol. Like, I've been trying to keep it as clean as possible. I've been really good with hand washing and all that kind of stuff, so that Andres, when he comes to get my dishes and all those things, I don't have to go downstairs. It's been a roller coaster the last week and a half, but like I said, thank God I'm feeling much significantly better, and hopefully I can transition back to work without a problem, because cleaning up around here the last day or so really got me out of breath, which sucks. That's because I have not been moving. I've literally been laying in bed. So anyway, I thought I would just give you guys a quick update. I know you probably won't see this for a little while, considering I'm uploading a vlog that's from the beginning of June. But I hope you guys are staying safe. This round of COVID is no joke, so please sanitize. You know, I'm sure you know a lot of people that have COVID right now, because I feel like I'm hearing it left and right. So I hope you guys are staying safe and taking care of yourself and your loved ones and your peers and your co-workers and all those kinds of things. And we'll see you in the next vlog. Hopefully it's a regular one. Bye.